Hello students. So far we have discussed what is the role of government in business, what are the advantages of role of government in business. In today's video we are going to discuss about limitations or cons of such intervention. See, government intervention in business is essential to take benefits of business to the society, but too much intervention has its own limitation. So let us discuss the drawbacks of intervention of business. First is red tapeism. When the state interferes in business by enacting various laws and legislations. So these laws and legislations prescribe certain procedures and formalities which are to be fulfilled by the business, and these are monitored by government administrators. Now, these government administrators may take unreasonable time to give permissions, license, etc., and the files will not be cleared quickly, which will result in unreasonable delay, which total ups to increase in the cost of business, and it will cause unnecessary inconvenience to the business. So in short, see, when the government is passing lot of rules and regulations for setting up of business, it is natural that any business establishment which has to establish itself, it has to follow all these rules and regulations. So in the event of following these rules and regulation, we have to visit lot of government offices to get clearances, which might take lot of time. When lot of time is involved, even lot of cost is involved. So when the cost increases to businessmen, then naturally cost will increase to customers. So this is one of the major drawback of government intervention in business. Next is corruption. Now bureaucrats and politicians, we all know that they are in position to misuse the power in their hands. So more the regulations, more are the powers in the hands of these people to sanction permits, give license, clear files. They charge fees in the form of corruption, and you know that our country is leading corrupt country in the world due to too much intervention of government in business. So it is necessary that government interferes in business, but only to an limited extent. But if there are too many restrictions, rules and regulations which are to be followed by a business organization for doing business, then it will lead to corruption. When there is more corruption, then that is harmful for the growth of business as well as for development of the society. Next is lack of initiative. Now, too many restrictions will take away the business initiative. Businesses that are innovative or who adopt new practices can survive in the market, but they can do so if they are given freedom to promote and manage business of their choice. Suppose if government puts lot of restrictions on starting up a new business, especially we know that when you want to start a new business or if you come up with innovative idea, there is no agency to support such startups. Of late, people are realizing importance of innovations or new ideas in business, and they have come up with schemes like venture capital and so on. But earlier this was not the case. If any person came up with new idea or innovation, there was no proper agency to support them. But when it comes to developed countries where they have capitalist form of economic system, there are very few restrictions for business. So you can see countries like US and Japan, they have got lot of startups because they have got more freedom to do their business. But when it comes to mixed economic system like ours, or if we talk about communist form of government where there is lot of restrictions put up by the government for setting up business enterprises, that lack of initiative or that innovative ideas cease to develop in such countries, because there is lot of interference by the government. If there is less interference by the government, such industries or such business ideas can flourish, and they might lead to earning of good profits by the business people. Next is manipulation of laws and planning. The lawmakers or the policymakers in an economy are either the politicians and top bureaucrats. So these people actually must frame the economic policies and decide the procedure of business in such a way that it is beneficial for the entire society. But in reality, what happens is these people come under the pressure of some big industrialist or traders who might try to bribe them so that the policies and plans that are made, they should favor them, right? So all these things are very common in countries wherein there is lot of government intervention, and where the lawmakers or the policy makers are not very strong or well versed in all the matters relating to development of business or development of economy in that particular country. So that is again a major limitation of government intervention in business. Next is lack of coordination. When the state passes too many laws or regulations, then what happens is a businessman who wants to start up his business, he might have to follow lot of procedures to fulfill the requirements to start up a business organization. So one has to get permission and okay report from various government agencies, and each department might have its own rules, regulations and conditions. There might not be proper coordination between all these agencies, and until and unless a person gets permission from all these government establishments, he cannot start a business. Now let's take example. If a businessman wants to start a business, then he has to get a clearance from municipality, department of trade or industries, finance clearance from bank, approval of tax department, then he has to register himself under various acts, etc. So it takes too much time to get approval from all these agencies. Not just that, he has to spend a lot of money to get these permissions, which will cause a delay in implementing the project, and it might lead to increase in cost of project that he wants to start. Okay, so in our country, a single window system is missing, which can satisfy all the legal formalities at one place is not available. Now if I want to start a business, just imagine if I have to visit just one office to get all the licenses. So won't it be easy for me to start the business? But that is not the case with our country. We have to visit various different departments and places to get clearance, and then you can start the business. So this is another drawback of too much government interference in business activities. Another argument is that market knows it better. Now what does this mean? Market knows it better. There is an argument that market knows it better. It means that if the freedom is given to market will determine what kind of goods and services should be produced and distributed, because market forces will help to understand those businesses that are profitable to owners. Such units can satisfy the wants of people by delivering goods and services which are required by them. If freedom is given to market, it will help to adjust factors of demand and supply in best interest of consumers, producers and society. But if government intervenes in the market and tries to excessively control market conditions, then business organization cannot run efficiently or cannot fulfill the requirements of its customers. So that is another disadvantage. Next is poor Next is wastage of resources. Too much of state intervention may result in wastage of resources. We all know that resources that are available with our country are limited, and it is very important that the resources which are available with the country are utilized in an effective and efficient manner. State will decide the priority of industries where resources are to be invested. The priority or the areas of business chosen by government may not be based on market consideration. They are based on populist or political consideration. Market may not accept the products of such industries. See, now with the changing times, people want a better standard of living. They require quality goods and services. If too much support is given only for small scale industries, and if large scale industries are neglected by the government, then whatever goods and services will be produced by small scale industries will not be acceptable by all the people of the country. So it is very important that the resources which are available in the country, they are properly distributed. Okay, many public sector units in India are making losses as they are located in backward areas where adequate facilities of business are not available, and continuous loss of such units will result in wastage of resources invested in those business. Okay, so it is very important that the resources are properly allocated by the government. Too much intervention will result in wastage of resources by other industries. Next is poor planning mechanism. Planning department and machinery in government is not properly developed. Planning machinery and its implementation is in the hands of bureaucrats and other government officers. These people may not be well versed in either political or economic aspects. They are administrators, they are not expert planners. Further, the tools and resources which are available in their hands, they are limited. Due to this, planning process and implementation will not be perfect. So state intervention in business with such poor planning will not help for either growth of business or welfare of the society. So the planning mechanism of the government has to be very effective or efficient, otherwise it will not lead to desired results. So all these are the drawbacks or limitations of government intervention in business. With this I conclude for today. Thank you.